What? What's that? You saying they lost everything? Absolutely all of it? They're poor? Everybody hates them? They will never succeed again? They've burned it all down? Are you kidding me? Okay, what happened, more Pegasus?
Welcome back to the greatest series
Whoa,
in the history of the
it is.
universe.
It's the greatest.
In today's video,
Definitely subscribe. You should be watching this.
iDubbbz and Anissa once again. iDubbbz has responded. Denims, also known as Female
wife.
Hassan, has embarrassed herself again.
Of course she
trying to
did.
defend the rank #1 simp, Mike from PA.
Wow,
Massive
didn't see that
updates
coming.
to Ethan's lawsuit and the situation with the Reddit mods. Subscribe for this glass of milk. Quite refreshing.
Up those numbers!
Encore by
Yeah, there we go.
Dailywig.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin with
I thought he wasn't gonna do it for a second.
Ethan calling out iDubbbz and Anissa. Here we got a tweet. Ethan takes shots at Ian and Anissa, expects them to eventually get divorced. So we got this Reddit post from Ace
Yep.
Production.
I think it's probably gonna happen.
And reminded that iDubbbz wouldn't even post a tweet to help end child marriage in the state of Washington. Something that Kate, the immigrant wife of his boxing coach, was sold into and was working to help pass legislation against. Helping immigrants? Virtue signaling over helping immigrants. The classic iDubbbz strategy. So Ethan
The classic everybody in Hassan's orbit strategy.
responds, Ian and Anissa are spineless basement-dwelling
Base.
losers. You know, that statement might be factually correct considering they
It is
literally
now.
are in a basement. The sheer poverty
They probably live down there on the floor.
of their combined talent and charisma makes Hassan look like MLK. In every perceivable way, they are pathetic. No talent, no ideas, no motivation, no drive, no money, no bitches.
So true, man. So like he says everything the way everybody wants to hear it. He's really good. He's got to have a team behind him helping him come up with this stuff. There's no way he's just coming up with this stuff on the fly or he'd just say it.
Love and partnership are supposed to strengthen bonds and improve outlook, but they're like two black holes of
You can't say that. You can't say black. That's racist.
self-loathing and misery caught in each other's orbit. And as those
There's that word orbit. I love it.
black
It's one of my
holes
favorite
spiral
words.
closer, the outcomes becomes inevitable. A supernova. They won't last. Oh my god. Ethan Klein should write a book.
Dude, he is absolutely crushing everybody.
This shit is so elegant, bro. And I just love how everybody is using the orbiter and space language. I don't know if that's my fault, but I'll take credit. Why not?
I think it's just everybody likes space stuff and it's just fun. Space is fun to think about and to talk about.
You know? They will eventually be
I
divorced.
think sci-fi just has the best words. And sci-fi is like space and stuff, and space is real. I know. Mostly. Not. Okay, whatever. Moving on.
And in the cosmic wreckage of that explosion,
I don't think space is fake. What are you talking about?
they'll be left with one thing to show for it all. The friendships, the time, the energy, the life wasted. Dust. Oh my
They're all just dust in the wind.
god. The absolute
Forgotten.
ultimate revenge arc by Ethan is going crazy, bro. Now you just have
We're
to
just like, got some dirt in my eye.
call Anissa a soul-sucking dementor from Harry Potter, and then we will have completed the cycle of Pegasus references. But honestly, their downfall needs to be studied, man. It is actually insane. I feel like the divorce arc is going to...
I think it is being studied currently. I think people are compiling everything, and there will be documentaries made in the future about the downfall of iDubbbz. I can already see it coming. It's already starting to happen with everybody talking about him so often.
go crazy. Imagine the content, bro. I'm telling you,
It will
a
be
tweet
beautiful.
longer or something is coming.
Hey,
I
it's
don't know
me.
when. Maybe in a week. Maybe in a month. Maybe in a
I am Sickbeard the Wizard Pirate. Pirate Wizard? Sure. Sickbeard the Pirate Wizard.
couple years, but it is coming. People responded, he's destitute, he's poor. Divorce seems inevitable. We should start a pool on Polymarket. Ethan gotta chill. I feel like that stage is far gone at this point. This is a man who sees only blood, all right? Anyways, apparently iDubbbz responded. Well, it's sort of a non-response.
So what's the plan with Ethan Klein? The rule, just so you guys are aware, is like we just don't give it any attention, you know? Like I really want to make my own shit. It's kind of one of the
You really want to make your own shit? Well, make your own shit. What's stopping you?
I think reasons I stopped making as much drama content is because I personally didn't want to feel super reliant on it. And I think there's a place
Okay.
for it for sure, but
Alright.
it's like,
But now you're still doing that. Like that's all you talk about is drama. What are you doing? Like I don't want to just talk about drama. Well, stop talking about drama then. If you want to stop talking about it, stop talking about it. And if you're not going to stop talking about it, make it interesting. Get a green screen. Like get a backdrop. You know? And like make a show out of it.
it's very easy to get roped into it and have that be your entire fucking brain. And it's just not good for anyone. I mean, take it in, bits and pieces.
Sure, if you're being serious about it, but if you're making fun of retards online, then there's nothing to feel bad about. And don't take the hate comments seriously. Don't even take the love comments seriously. Don't take anything seriously online. It's all fake. Just post stuff that you want to post that you think is good and interesting. But if you don't think your content is good, then why the fuck are you posting?
Maybe, but yeah, I'm fine with just not.
Dude, there's no way this guy's talking about don't give it attention. You started it with your whole content cop. I mean, clearly you just can't take the heat.
Yeah, and not giving it attention at this point is even worse than if you keep talking about it. Because you talked about it for so long, and then finally you're just like, I'm not going to talk about it by continuing to talk about how much I'm not going to talk about it. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's so easy to just do the bare minimum drama content if you want to keep talking about drama. Like, legit, just talk about Hassan Piker. Just flip and call Hassan Piker a terrorist supporter. It's so easy to do. And it's true. It's not like we're making it up. But the fact that you don't see that makes us all see that you're making it up.
Anymore, but he was perfectly fine doing this to Ethan, right? A 7 million view video trying to ruin his career and basically ruin his life, even justifying the CPS call on his kids as
You get what you fucking deserve, I guess.
well.
You completely wiped your brain of what happened during the CPS stream. That's not my fucking fault. That's no one else's fault but yours.
And now he's like, well, actually, I'm over the drama, guys. Like, you're the one who started this shit.
I'm over the drama because I'm losing. If he was winning the drama, he'd be gloating. He'd be cheering. But the fact that he's losing, no, he's just like, okay, it's just all bullshit. I'm done with it. It's like, bro, this is why you're never going to have a career online again. Or at least a good career online.
Also, it's not like he still hasn't been partaking in it. Even in his latest video, towards the end of it, he put the GoFundMes of Casey Tron, Denims, and Frogan, and he's obviously trying to get himself involved again, supporting their cause as well, still doubling down over and over and over again.
Yeah, and also doesn't explain what the causes are.
Really believe in their cases that just because you're fucking rich and powerful doesn't mean that you can bully people on the internet, doesn't mean you can bully women, minorities.
This is
Why
like
he doesn't say why they're getting sued, who's suing them, or anything. He just assumes that his dumbass audience already knows. And why would he even have to be telling them? Because obviously, if they're part of his audience, they already know. Because they're all hanging around watching the same people. Watching all the Hassan orbiters. They already know. All the people who've contributed are all the people who are going to contribute. Nobody else is contributing.
Of a broken and pathetic man. And I don't know if he's acting out of his own volition here or Anissa is behind the camera.
Yeah,
obviously.
I don't know. I have no idea. All these people, like, their brains are just fucking broken and they're terrible people. And, like, I just don't get it. How do you get to this point? Really? How do you get to this point where we're all watching, we're just like, our minds are blown by how fucking stupid and evil these people are.
In those instructions, puppet mastering the whole thing. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. Now, somebody pointed out...
I just think they're just retarded and they're emotionally manipulating each other and their audiences. I think that they're terrible to each other, all of them. I think every single one of them behind the scenes are all fucking terrible, and even sometimes out in front of everybody, they're terrible to each other.
The hypocrisy. I thought he blew up Creator Clash so he could roll around in the pig shit.
I mean, ultimately, I think it's a good thing because I think I am meant to roll around in shit. I think me and Ethan are both meant to be rolling around in pig shit all day long, and other people are meant to do boxing or debating or whatever else. Ethan,
Yeah, he's saying that like we're meant to roll around in pig shit. But I'm also going to pretend that that's not what I'm doing, and I'm just going to forget that that's what I'm doing. I'm not actually in shit. I'm on a beach somewhere, drinking out of a coconut. I'm not in my girlfriend or my husband's parents' basement. My husband, Anissa.
me, pig shit rolling around type of fella.
Right, so you were perfectly fine getting into drama as long as you were on the winning side, or at least you thought you were.
Yep.
And when you had the backing of Hassan and his whole group squad there, and you thought you were unbeatable. But when the audience turned on you, suddenly, I don't like drama, guys. I'm actually above that content. You know, it's all toxic. It's so bad. Yeah, I mean, obviously you think that way when you got exposed for being a massive scumbag secretly taking from charity. And it was after this, somebody brings it up in chat again, and he responds saying, please don't talk about Ethan, guys. We're kind of over that right now.
Yeah, you're allowed to ask, but the rule, KP Jack Boy, is that we don't really talk about drama in the stream. I just want to fucking focus on this shit. I've said my piece on anything like H3 related, so, you know. If you want to know my opinion, hey, I made a video about it.
Wait, is he referring to the original video? There's no way he still stands by his video even after basically everybody explained to him how he was completely wrong. This guy legitimately...
I don't think he cares, honestly. I think he just wants people to watch it. He was trying to shake up the bag a little bit, even though he was completely fucking wrong. The bag's got holes in it. But he was trying to shake up the bag a little bit and get some quick views, get some nice views real quick, get a whole bunch of views so he can make that ad revenue. And then it ended up destroying his entire career because he's a fucking moron.
saw how the entire situation went down on the internet, and here he is still like double, triple, at this point like quadruple downing on this. Like, this is a different level of delusion, man. Holy shit. How far gone is this guy? I guess this is just what happens when you fall victim to the Hassan brainwashing, right? Apparently
Yeah, not really Hassan. I think Hassan is the self-medication for their disease. I think the actual disease is the spaces that they're interacting with on the internet. I think that's the real disease. I think Hassan is just a symptom and also the medication. It's like somebody who is on drugs and it's not the typical drugs. Let's say that somebody really likes Xanax. Let's say somebody really likes Xanax and they're like, shit, I'm addicted to Xanax. I feel like shit. I don't want to feel like shit anymore. I can't get any Xanax. I'm gonna go and smoke some crack. That's the type of people.
he thinks he's some sort of socialist hero going to try to save us all here. Completely morphed all of his opinions to align with Hassan and the Orbiters, even though he didn't used to like believe any of that stuff before. But I just don't get, how do you read your comments with everybody? Literally everybody. I couldn't find a single positive comment towards iDubbbz. Read your comments like that and completely ignore it. Just take no level of accountability, you know, not even consider any of the criticism. I feel like you need to have a real special type of narcissism, but I don't think that Ian is like that level where he can, you know, he's so full of himself at this point. I think it's still Anissa, honestly. That's where the narcissism is coming from. Ian is just like her little puppet master that she controls and basically takes all the blame, right? If Ian does anything good, then she steps into the camera and goes
Yeah,
like,
he probably is trying really desperately hard not to lose her. Really desperately hard. So he's doing whatever she wants. Because losing his audience, that's not near as bad as losing his companion. Because he is empty. He's an empty shell and he needs her. Honestly. And that's really fucking sad. That's so sad. Because she's a fucking monster. Maybe if they split up, maybe she does leave him and it looks bad on her. Maybe iDubbbz will have his redemption arc. But I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he's going to be redeemed.
like, yeah, it was actually both of us, guys. But if things go wrong, then, well, it was all Ian's fault. Oh, Ian didn't want this being...
Yeah, I know. I keep mixing up Ian and Ethan. I keep mixing up their names. It's so hard.
Leak, but I'm telling you guys, oh, Ian messed it up, you know, I was totally the good party here, and this is like the whole narrative that's building up to the divorce, in my opinion. I feel like trying to paint Ian as this bad guy while she's just completely infallible, obviously. People responded,
Yeah, which I think is going to lead to the internet siding with iDubbbz, and he might get redeemed. I hope this happens. Honestly, it'd be the best thing for iDubbbz for this to happen, for him and Anissa to split up, and then he goes on his redemption arc against Hassan Piker. Get back in good graces with Ethan. That'd be absolute cinema. That'd be the perfect ending to this saga. But I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get the perfect ending.
you know you lost when you go from making an hour-long content cop, picking a fight, to making it a rule that you won't be discussing him and want to be left alone to do your own thing. If only this loser and his queen had just admitted they were in the wrong. They literally had infinite opportunities, even now. Hilarious how he thought he was gonna go shot for shot with Ethan, got blown the out, even dropped out of Creator Clash to roll in the mud with Ethan, but now says he's moving away from the drama because it's too much. Very big of him after laughing at Ethan getting death threats and getting CPS called to his house. Yeah, he was blaming it on Ethan. He's like, oh, well, why are you talking about your personal business online? You deserve this. Karma coming back, you know, delivering the 1-2 punch. Anyways, Anissa wrote a message here. Things are stable and we don't have anything stressful anymore. So
Jabbity, jabbity, jab, jab, jab.
Ian will actually be free to make content, including streaming. So rats, very exciting. Yeah, guys, you know, really stable, not stressful at all, guys. You know, we just gotta sell our house, move countries, just gotta record from my basement, which—
Yeah, you're poor, selling your house, and you decide you're gonna move to Canada. That makes a lot of fucking sense. They gotta be moving in with somebody, right?
we're literally stuck in. You know, we just had our entire online presence obliterated, lost 90% of our audience, went from 7 million views to 100K, and all those 100K are literally hate watchers. So I don't even know his actual audience. Not even them specifically. I feel like if that happens—
I bet if you look at the analytics, the watch time for that video is fucking awful. I bet a lot of those dislikes were just people clicking on it and hitting dislike and leaving a hate comment.
to any YouTuber, they're gonna panic because, like, holy shit, this is your entire career getting thrown down the drain, and you need to pretend like everything's okay so your audience doesn't get your remaining audience, it doesn't get the impression that, oh, things are falling apart and stuff like that. And we've seen this trend with Anissa before as well, where she says, oh, I'm actually the happiest I've ever been in my entire life, guys. Everything is fine and dandy as things are melting down around her. This event is being canceled. People are accusing you of stealing from charity, which is a heinous accusation, obviously. And all the, people are coming out with different stories, your boxing coach and everything. I feel like this tough girl act is just not working anymore. Nobody is buying this shit. Also, can somebody tell me, why does she always speak for him? It's actually crazy. Even the most insignificant thing, like, yes, Ian is not—
Yeah, because she wants to run the show, and she obviously does run the show because Ian just kind of lets her.
is now finally allowed
she
to
wears
scream,
the
guys.
pants.
Ian is let off the leash, right? I and Nisa have decided it is he's like my dog. I'm taking him for a walk. It's meal time. It's streaming time.
Yeah, she probably threatens to not sleep with him and stuff like that, and like, you can go sleep on the couch, and he's like, oh, please no, please don't do that. And she's like, well, I'm gonna sleep with Hassan and not let you watch. And he's like, please, no, please let me watch. I want to see. I have to see.
Time for Ian, guys. Clap it up. What was the trade-off for this? Did he have to drive you to your, tattoo appointments? Ian has to watch her visit her best friend, Gorgeous Gabe, of course.
Our hairdresser walked up to us, who's also Ian's sparring partner, when we were waiting to get our hair cut, and he was like,
This is so
Ian, you're allowed to smile.
Because you also just you feel like a loser. He's this jacked, 200+ pound dude with a bunch of tattoos. He kicks my ass.
Now, people are asking some interesting questions. Has anyone seen any—
Dude, like, imagine feeling bad about that. What a fucking pussy bitch, man. Like, if I was getting my ass kicked trying to train myself to do better by a guy who'd already got to the level that I'm trying to get at, like, I'm gonna be like, fuck, man, goals right there. I'm not gonna be like, oh, man, I feel like such a bitch. I feel like such a pussy when this man who looks cooler than me, who looks better than me, who looks more fit, he's healthier, gets more bitches than me, whenever he beats me up, I just feel so So little. Like, who fucking cares? Get over yourself, you little bitch. Do better. If you feel bad about being a bitch, stop being a bitch.
Any additional fundraising efforts for this since they announced the cancellation? Because, you know, this was the Creator Clash event, which was like canceled and stuff. So some level of compensation to, you know, keep your promise to charity. You know, in the past, they did like a charity stream when the Creator Clash didn't work out. So nothing of the sort. It seems like just charity completely screwed over once again. And this time, there's nobody even trying to compensate for it. Moving on to female Hassan, one of the most despicable Hassan orbiters, Denims, of course. Reminder, she's the person who said grapes never happened October 7. Forensic evidence implied the CPS calls to Ethan are somehow justified because kids don't form memories at 3 years old.
That's
apparently,
fucking insane.
so they just can't be traumatized.
You're not forming.
Which is completely not true. We're having to deal with a kid that had a situation happen when he was 2 years old, and he is 9. Like, yes, they form memories.
Memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old.
She's the one who recently, well, we saw a clip where she was defending Chris Tyson, the absolute creep, right?
The art that Ava had, the poster.
Oops.
The poster, as far as I see, doesn't look like it is or is not a fucking child. It's like edgy art,
Oh, hey, look.
and that's it.
It looks like a child.
Yeah, no.
And
it's
they-
questionably
And they're like
so.
thirsting. They're looking sexual. It's genuinely repulsive.
And apparently now, she's trying to play defense for Mike from PA, the guy who said Jews are a demonic ethnicity.
Jewish is not an ethnicity. This constructed ethnicity. This demonic ethnicity.
So she does the classic
Yep, we
Hassan
all see what
strategy
they're
of,
about.
this is bad, guys, but...
Anyway, so here she is defending Mike from PA, who, by the way, is still banned, I believe. I don't think he's got unbanned
Really?
yet.
Is he
So
still
that's
banned
more
as of
than
this
I
video?
expected from Twitch.
First of all, completely
I wonder.
unacceptable.
I wonder how
Right,
long he's
like,
gonna be banned.
Okay.
These
good.
words.
Like, is there any way that we can find out? Like, does he have any other social media where he talks? I guess not, because we'd already hear about it.
In this order, completely unacceptable.
Oh, pause it. Great. Let's move on.
Although I don't like the
Shout
way
out.
she said.
Great take.
I don't like the way she said the words in this order. Like there's a certain way to say this and get this idea across without showing your ass too much. He dog whistled a little too loud. Thank you.
It was very obviously
Okay, now it goes sideways, Dan. God damn it.
Yep.
him.
Mike from PA got a little bit too real, and she was like, "Hey, man, you need to dial that back. You're gonna tell everybody our true intentions," which we already knew.
Meaning to say Zionism.
No,
a Zionist is
no.
a constructed identity. That
No.
sentence makes sense.
Jewish is not
Zionism
an
is an
ethnicity.
identity. It's a fucking like philosophy even. It's not even an identity. What are you talking about? You
Dude, people call me a Zionist. I don't even get it. I'm completely out on all of that.
dope. God, she's so dumb.
Identity.
Oh, you defend Israel? I have never once.
That sentence makes sense.
Jewish is not an ethnicity.
Just because I talk shit about terrorism.
Ethnicity. This demonic ethnicity.
After watching the 300th Netanyahu clip of him pulling some fucking disingenuous garbage and misspeaking, because it makes no sense to say wholly made up.
Of course, guys, what Mike said is bad, but only those words in that specific order. You know, if he actually reworded it, it would actually be okay. You know, maybe if he reworded it into something like Hitler was actually...
Yeah, he was just flying off the cuff, though. He was speaking from the collar. Just letting his tongue slip. And he said what he actually thinks on accident.
a good guy, guys, then maybe he actually got a point, of course. Literally, what are you saying? It's either bad or it's not. There's always this fucking Hassan false flag strategy, right? Well, was the shooting bad? Actually, it might have been a false flag. It's probably not a false flag, but it would have been the perfect false flag.
You could not have designed.
Yeah. Was the shooting bad? I'm going to come up with anything that I can to not answer your question directly.
A better false flag incident like this.
Also, she's only saying it's bad. Okay, this is
Yeah,
my
they can never say that the bad things are actually bad. They can never do that.
hypothesis is because Mike actually got banned, and these people are obviously terrified of accountability and any level of consequences. Obviously, Denims is...
Do you believe that we should kill all the Jews? And then Hassan would just be like, well, define the word Jew.
getting sued now, so she needs all the money she can actually get, so she wouldn't want to be banned. So I feel like she's only saying this because she's scared that she'll get banned or whatever, right? And her justification saying that Mike misspoke gotta be the top 10 most disingenuous shits I've ever heard, because he specifically said it and he reiterated it.
He did misspeak, actually. He misspoke and accidentally said what he actually feels and what he actually thinks, and he, without a filter, he was trying to filter it and it didn't come out filtered.
Like 3 times, you know, he said 3 different statements back to back, and it was very, very clear. He was not saying Zionist, because if he was saying Zionist, he would have said the word Zionist. Like, it's just crazy the amount of ultimate omega copium Denims is actually doing here, right?
Yep, he just Icarused himself. Flew too close to the sun.
I feel like it's abundantly clear at this point by anyone who watched the clip that you guys basically just exposed yourselves and said the quiet part out loud. So I feel like it would be better for everyone if you just admitted it and stopped trying to act like you're not anti-Semitic, all right?
Most European Jews, Ashkenazi, have absolutely no ties to the land of Israel, the Levant, or whatever you want to call it, because they were converts in Europe. We were previously pagan Christian. I mean, again, that's why he criticized.
That is completely a total lie. And again, it's just further the agenda that all these people have in denying Jewish heritage in the Middle East. And also Ashkenazi Jews, their DNA lineage does track back to ancient Judea, which is obvious, right? These people you're talking to are not colonizers. They were fucking born there. If they're colonizers, then so is your ass in fucking Dearborn. Did you ask the ghosts of the Native Americans that got oh, she's not?
You're thinking of Frogan.
Yeah, where's she from? It doesn't matter where she's from.
From Dearborn, shout out.
Anywhere you live in America,
Shout out
sorry. Anywhere you live in America is on the an Indian burial ground, you know what I mean? Like, did you forget to ask somebody if it was okay if you lived in where you lived, you know what I mean? Like, if you're born there and you don't have citizenship or opportunity to move anywhere else, you're not a colonizer. You are born there. You're just living.
You know what?
Yeah, imagine, like, talking like this about just regular people who are just trying to get by, live their lives, who have nothing to do with any of this bullshit. Calling them colonizers and wishing death upon them. That's fucking crazy. It's fucking insane. Calling them inbred and things like that.
I find the most sort of disturbing. It's just like how unabashedly cruel these people are to people who disagree with them even in the slightest, right? They're just straight up psychos to anyone they don't like, right? Zero bit of empathy, despite being the side of empathy, the side of iDubbbz here, right? And this is basically how they get you. Their entire side sort of pretends to be the good ones, pretends to be the open-minded, loving, I love LGBT, but also Hezbollah. You know, it's like they lure you in with trying to convince you that, hey, we are the good side, we are the caring side, we care for all people, but then slowly they reveal their true selves, right? And nobody who pretends to be this really good person ends up actually being a good person, right? Usually they end up having some horrific skeletons in their closet, right? And the thing about this is, it's not even a secret. Hassan has admitted this is like his strategy of he downplays his views whenever he's talking to people who are not so politically brain-rotted, so that they start to, you know, warm up to him, and then he slowly tells them his actual, you know, opinions, which is like, I support terrorists and shit like that, right? It's like slowly sowing the seeds of brainwashing little by little. And I know it sounds like crazy conspiracy or whatever, but this is exactly what they do. Like, these people are legitimately this insane.
Yep, drain people's brains, make the brains melt and be all squishy, and then fill it up with your own fake fluid. That's basically what's going on
right?
here.
And when you're blatantly anti-Semitic and shit like that, you gotta use creative ways to get the modern audience to actually follow you. And they've somehow done that. They've actually gotten a following, right? I don't know about Denims and the other orbiters, they're pretty small, but Hassan for sure. Right, so this next part, she pulls a Mike from PA and she's talking about Asians here. But apparently she didn't get the fact that Mike sounded like a complete idiot when he was talking about Jews.
Asian is not an ethnic? Like,
why is she's adopting the dipshit language? She's so stupid. She doesn't even know that that's not appropriate. She says Asian is not an ethnic. Pull that, Zach. Okay. We have now 2 online socialist dipshits saying something is not an ethnic.
It's catching on, bro.
Asian is not an ethnic? Like,
why did you say that? It's not an ethnicity. An ethnic. You watched Mike say that.
I think they want to attach group at the end of that, but I don't think that they can say group because you can't talk bad about any kind of group of people on Twitch. Like, you will get fucking banned for that.
Dumbest thing we've ever heard, and you said I want to adopt that into my language. Truly stunning stuff
You
here.
can be Filipino, or you can be Chinese. You can be Sephardic or Mizrahi or all of these other things. And they're all distinctly different, and pretending like they're not and just grouping them together is inaccurate, right?
Why the fuck are you even talking about this? You are so out of your element. You have no idea.
Jewish is a big category,
Oh yeah?
okay? Jewish is a larger category than you guys are
Okay,
pretending
cool.
it
What about all the times where instead of saying Jew or Zionist, they say Israeli? What about all those times?
is.
So now she's LARPing as some kind of like Jewish historian scholar?
I mean, Ethan, you just don't get it. They're Twitch streamers. They're automatically experts in any.
We're not talking about all the Jews. We're just talking about Zionists. All Jews are Zionists. We're just talking about the Zionists. Not all Jews are Zionists. They are.
field they talk about ever,
That's exactly
right?
what they're
Remember,
saying.
Denims is actually an expert in child psychology as well.
The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3.
She's an expert in forensic
fucking
science,
retarded.
Expert in politics, expert in history. So yeah, you gotta take her at her word, obviously. Now, I have no idea. Maybe somebody in the audience can tell me here. What was her point there? Asian is not an ethnic, guys. What the fucking, like, go to an English class. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to respond to literally everything in the video because she's terrible at making reaction content. Not saying that I'm, like, good at making reaction content, but 1,000 times better than her. Too bad I don't have a pair of tits and a vagina and being pretty. I don't know. If I had all those things, I'd probably be famous.
How do you actually have a following? How are you actually telling people? How are you the person that people go to be educated about politics? I just find it insane that people actually trust these people. Literally room temperature IQ, man. I think I'm gonna brand this phenomenon the Mike from PA virus, right? This is kind of what happens when you watch Hassan Orbiter content for too long, unless you obviously have the Pegasus shield of protection here. If you're watching them through my content, you get a level of protection. The commentary sort of shields you here, but if you're exclusively actually going to them and watching all of their content, then yeah, it's gonna make it pretty tough, right, for you to not be completely brainwashed and turn into a zombie fucking NPC moron, you know, perpetually spouting their nonsense talking points, right? Listen, I don't have like a scientific study on this, so forgive me for that, but I feel like there's gonna be, like, if there's ever a study done, your IQ points will be dropping if you consumed like several hours of these guys' content, all right? So proceed at your own risk here. Right, so this next part...
You know, just gonna throw this out there. Denims comes off to me that, like, in 10, 15 years, she's gonna be a Cruella de Vil type lady with one of those long sticks with the cigarette at the end of it, and she's gonna probably be paying for male prostitutes because nobody's gonna want to touch her. She just strikes me as that kind of person.
She defends Mike from PA
can
again, and she
imagine.
criticizes ContraPoints.
And she has a voice that's like this. You're like, hey, hon, you ready to go? I haven't showered in a couple days, so be careful.
If you missed like the previous episodes, basically this ContraPoints person is somebody in the political sphere here, but they had a nuanced take about Israel-Palestine, basically saying that you should care about all civilian lives, you know, very controversial take, guys. And apparently that was enough to get absolutely shit on by Hassan and all the orbiters, right? And that's why they're very mad at her.
But you have to be a very disingenuous person to take a look at like Mike's recent track record, like the past 3, 4.
There's another projection. How do you like it? Everything that comes out of their fucking mouth is just a lie and a projection and completely wrong and anti everything good.
However many years, like even just compare that shit to like how ContraPoints treated
So
the
fucking
situation
good,
in
man.
Gaza, the
Absolute cinema.
genocide in Gaza, that
They're
she
just
waited
destroying
until it was
themselves.
safe to say
They just don't stop.
that it was a genocide, and then she said like, but you guys need to understand. I mean,
I fucking despise how people talk
What does
about
what does any of that have to do with whether Twitch was justified in banning him?
None. they like to group like all these like they go liberal Zionists. They call people like me in ContraPoints who don't like aren't in favor of like mass frankly ethnic cleansing the Jews that are there now who were born there. So they hand wave us all as liberal Zionists. But I despise the way that these people now talk about ContraPoints. Like, she came out, she knew that she was going to get hell for expressing her opinion in the space she exists.
Dude, they're still talking about this chick. Like, who cares, man? Nobody cares.
She didn't wait till it was safe. She waited until it was the most unsafe time to express that opinion that went against the grain. And look what happened. Now all the dipshits like you are falling in line to lie and shit on her. Like, give me a break. You want to talk? You only ever take the safest, most obvious take. Okay, when have you ever taken a brave stance on anything?
Yeah, heaven forbid somebody care about all humans, guys. That's too shocking. Too much of a controversial opinion here. Can't be caring about those Jews, of course. The demonic ethnicity, obviously. Also,
yeah, Denim's brave stance is being in support of rape by pretending that it didn't happen. Pics or it didn't happen.
So I just love how she gives us constant slam dunks here. She's talking about Mike from PA's track record. Really? Really? You want to actually go there?
Yeah, she's lying. She doesn't care about his track record. She actually doesn't know anything about his track record. She doesn't know anything really about him. It's all just bullshit. Just the Hassan orbiters lying to protect each other. I don't know why.
His track record makes him look even more anti-Semitic, and if you ask me, it potentially makes him look like a criminal, considering this guy was putting bounties on people's heads.
Yep. Holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
In my opinion, that is literally inciting violence, so Mike should probably be arrested. I don't know how he hasn't been yet. Probably nobody's like, you know, filed charges or whatever like that, but he's been threatening violence to Ethan as well, and Ethan, you know, contacted Twitch and stuff. They did nothing about it, obviously. Twitch, the wonderful platform there. So I don't know. Denim's obviously once again just being a complete disingenuous clown about everything. She really is, you know, living up to her title of female Hassan here, and I really feel like she's like a bot. She's like an actual NPC with these programmed talking points, and she just cannot veer from it.
Yep, she's just an empty shell full of shit.
Not apply any level of critical thought at all, and always comes to the same conclusion of I must support the Hassan side. Like, sometimes you can criticize your own side, right? It's just it's not
yeah hard. Not when you're one of these insane leftist freaks. No, you step out of line an inch, they'll have your fucking head.
To do. It's not hard to say like, hey, this was pretty bad, you know? And you don't need to follow it up with, but guys, I know Mike said this thing about Jews, but guys, he actually meant Zionists. Like, shut up for once. Shut up. Holy shit. Anyways, moving on to Ethan versus the H3 Snarkers. So quick recap. So Ethan subpoenaed Reddit and Discord to get the identities of the anonymous people harassing him. Basically, you know, some of these people might have been involved in the CPS call. We don't really know, but they're definitely involved in the copyright case because, you know, they had that whole post directing to Denim's and Frogan's stream to avoid giving views to Ethan's content nuke, right? So apparently they have finally lawyered up, and now they want to try and avoid giving their identities over to Ethan, but it turns out they might have just committed a huge misstep.
The H3 Snark mods have banded together and hired a boutique law firm located in San Francisco, which makes me raise my eyebrow.
What makes it boutique?
It just means like a small specialized. Okay. They seem like professionals.
Okay.
A boutique law firm in San Francisco to represent all of them. And the reason they've hired this lawyer is to challenge our subpoena request.
They don't want names being...
They're scared. They're scared. Whatever's...
Yeah, they don't want us to see that they're all a bunch of fat, disgusting, sweaty, unemployed losers who probably have done some crazy shit. They're probably behind the CPS call, behind the skull being sent to them in the mail, probably behind a lot of crazy tactics that they're using to fearmonger and commit actual acts of terrorism against people that they don't like.
There must be bad. But the truth is, all we actually are asking for and need is their names.
Yeah, they wouldn't be protecting themselves this hard if there wasn't anything bad.
So that we can serve them. Essentially, they're going to have to argue on behalf of the 3 defendants that what they did was not infringement. To therefore,
which sucks for them because it was,
make themselves ineligible to be subpoenaed. It's going to be basically a motion to dismiss in the form of a squash because they have to argue that argument on behalf of them.
Right, so you're telling me the Redditors now have to defend Denims, Casey, and Froggen, right? After Denims already threw them under the bus. I mean, just the absolute cinema. They must continue simping for Denims even after the betrayal, and she basically allowed the subpoena to go through without any sort of pushback when she could have easily sort of rejected it, right? So yeah, this is an interesting turn of events, and the only way for them to avoid sort of giving their identities is to prove Casey, Denims, and Froggen did not actually violate copyright, right?
Which they did.
Which is an impossible task, obviously, because in my opinion, they definitely did violate copyright. And according to the expert legal opinion by a bunch of lawyers on YouTube as well, congratulations, you're still fucked. All right, you just made it a little bit harder here.
Do I think they have a chance of prevailing? No shot in hell.
Why?
Personally. I mean, because, like, good luck explaining that these guys didn't participate in aiding copyright infringement. Like, the facts of the case are just so damning.
I mean, even as like a non-lawyer, right? As a lame person, you could see Ethan's video and...
Dude, could you imagine if this whole, like, subpoena thing with the H3 Snark Reddit mods turns into some actual criminal charges for people? It comes out that they were actually the ones behind the CPS call and the skull. That'd be fucking insane. And I think it might be true.
Come to the conclusion that they maliciously violated copyright. I mean, a lot of the clips are very damning there. Lawyers have also examined it, come to the same conclusion. Obviously, they always have a chance to win, but, you know, it's kind of like 5% or something like that. Ethan's lawyers would have to royally mess up or something because obviously that's also a job, you know, getting across the best legal argument, but I'm pretty sure it's a slam dunk here. Now, the funniest part about all of this is that Ethan might not even have gotten the identities from the subpoena, right? Because if Reddit or Discord as the platforms did not actually have the real identities of the snarkers in the first place, because you don't have to give your real name to Reddit, I don't imagine, unless you're doing some sort of special interaction there or exchange it in the messages or whatever, right? So Ethan might not even have gotten their identities and not been able to sue them, but now he is definitely getting the identities because in order to lawyer up, right? In order to lawyer up, you have to give them your real name to sort of represent you. Obviously, right now they're going by like Jane Doe or whatever, but eventually, right, Ethan will be able to get their names from their own lawyers, like their confirmed names here. So they've kind of screwed themselves over.
But here's the
Dude, they're always fucking themselves over.
Part. This is kind of a strange move on their part. I mean, I would never say that getting a lawyer is a bad idea, but
no,
if they lose,
definitely not when you're getting
if
sued.
they lose, they've all banded together and got this lawyer. If they lose, we get all of their names.
Oh, that's gonna be so beautiful.
Right.
From the lawyer. The lawyer knows who they are. Now, they're still John Doe and Jane Doe or whatever. The lawyer is keeping their identity private still, which makes sense because they're trying to quash
That's
the
the
subpoena.
whole point is, yeah, it makes sense.
But if they lose, all of their names are right there.
You meaning you can get it, you don't even need Reddit anymore. You can
I don't believe so.
Get it from the lawyer.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean it's a big swing. They're taking a big swing here.
But well, all that says to me a few things.
Yeah.
One, they are
they are very desperate. They're taking a gamble.
Deathly afraid of that subpoena. My concern this whole time was we'll get the subpoenas and we won't get anything from it. That they somehow either you use VPNs or
yeah, they would just let the subpoenas fly if nothing was going on behind the scenes.
Used enough sock puppet accounts or this and that, and that we're not able to get any of their IDs. But they've done us the courtesy of coming together, hiring an attorney, getting all of their identities on record, so that when they try to wash this, which is going to fail in my opinion, then we've got all of these fucking mods dead to rights on 3 lawsuits. And this is my dream come
Dude.
true.
Dude, it just gets bigger and better.
They have delivered themselves to me
On a silver platter.
on a gold platter, not
Platinum. Platinum even.
silver.
Okay.
Platinum 5712.
This is I am going to feast on the fucking ashes of the lives that I will ruin.
Nah, okay, feast on their ashes is absolutely crazy. This is like a super villain monologue, dude. Did I ever lie when I said this was absolute cinema?
I think he's more of an anti-hero, honestly. He's doing us all a favor.
You do not want to be the Hassan Orbiters right
This
now.
is
And the fact
justice!
is, they are basically screwing themselves over here. It's just too good. Now, it's a bit confusing. So, is this like the 1 in a million situation where getting a lawyer was actually a bad thing? Because he couldn't actually find your real identity unless you did that? I mean, I can't think of any
Yep.
situation where
I
getting
think they're just fucking desperate.
a lawyer would ever be a bad thing.
They did some
But
bad shit.
It seems like this might
They're
be
trying to
that
cover it
case,
up.
unless I'm misunderstanding something here. But unless the messages, of course, were really damning, which is why they might have actually done it, right? Then it sort of makes sense. If in your messages you have already exchanged your real name, your identities, or you bought some fucking Reddit Gold or something, and you connected your payment card, which is your credit card, which had your name or something like that. In any case, whatever the reasons for their identities eventually being leaked here, congratulations, you're about to become side characters in the greatest
You played
series on
yourself.
planet Earth, and potentially that might actually be a good thing. All right.
Yeah, congratulations, you've lumped yourselves in with the Hassan Orbiters. We're going after the whole team. We just haven't gone after the leader yet.
I feel like that's one of the saving grace for all the Hassan Orbiters. At least you get to be part of the greatest series ever.
Yep, in the video games, you don't just like skip through all of the basic bitch enemies and the sub bosses to get to the main character to fight the main character, the main boss. No, you don't do that. You got to go through the levels. You got to get through the sub bosses. You got to get through the mini bosses before you get to the big boss at the end.
Created since the Big Bang. Anyways, apparently it only gets better because they got lawyers in San Francisco, it seems, and suspiciously, that is the same place as Reddit headquarters.
Who do you think the biggest person? You think it's a Reddit employee on there
That
when the
guy's
names come out?
bald.
Like who's in
That
there?
would be
That would be
so-
wild. That would be.
I don't think so, though.
No, we can hope.
I wouldn't put that on my bingo
That would
card.
be-
It's very unlikely.
What a twist. What a twist to the storyline.
With the
I
twist,
think it's just a bunch of fucking
Losers?
loser obsessed weirdos. Like it's
Yep.
just it's just the
they
same.
got nothing going on in their lives. They're sad. They're desperate, depressed, overweight, probably obese as fuck, smelly, just running shit lives, and it's just going straight into the ground. And now it's going to get much, much worse because they're shitty people.
People you would expect. That's basically who you expect. Yeah. So the other thing that made me weird is they hired a boutique law firm in San Francisco, which is where Reddit is located, and it makes me wonder. Without
Are
any
they
evidence, I wonder if Reddit, who I've long suspected as fucking participating in, right?
Yes.
Obstructing,
I agree.
promoting, is involved in funding this in some way. We are.
Yep, I think so too. I think all these shit companies that we're always talking about being shit, who are run by shit, woke leftist freaks like Twitch, Reddit, I think that they're taking funny money at the top. I think they are. I think and it's all connected. I think Twitch is taking funny money from terrorist organizations. I think Reddit's taking funny money from woke leftist freak organizations.
In a situation
Probably a lot of
that
individuals.
is literally crafted perfectly to my satisfaction. I have them all dead to rights, and I have all their identities just right there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fantastic. And they're going to get sued for 3 different lawsuits. They will be ruined.
Dude, we're going to have so much content moving forward. Man, oh, I love it. I cannot wait.
Oh my god, the levels of cinema are unprecedented, man. perfect, crafted perfectly to
Yep.
my satisfaction. This mother flipper talking like it's a dish from Ratatouille, bro. Holy shit, like it's so delicious. I
It
can
is.
feel the colors. Holy shit. I mean, you
So
guys
good.
tell me, how crazy would it be if actual
Dude, this is one of the greatest arcs on the internet of all time.
Reddit employees got involved? Like, obviously, we had that person with 9 Reddit accounts or whatever. They were basically claiming
That's
that
crazy.
they worked at Reddit. So now they are a serial bullshitter, obviously, but maybe they actually did. So being a Redditor is one thing. Being an unemployed Redditor hating on Ethan is one thing. Being an employee at Reddit and having like these 9 accounts and, you know, snarking to that level, that is a different level of patheticness. Now click this video.
Yeah,
where
that's
you-
like mental health is down the toilet kind of level of pathetic. That's crazy. Like, go get help. Yeah, man, this video makes me so happy. I'm gonna have content forever. I think until the day that I die, I'm going to have plenty of content to go over. And it's delicious. I'm eating this shit up, man. Eating this slop up every day. It's so good. It's so good. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications if you want to see me react to more drama slop content like this. It's gonna be coming. It's gonna keep coming into the foreseeable future.